Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Jordan from Team Delirium. I'm going to be doing a deck profile today of a deck that I've been testing a lot recently. The reason I started testing this deck is because I recently traded my good friend Norman for 3 ultimate rare Dark World dealings. So I decided it was high time that I finally finished my Dark World deck. But I didn't really want to play standard Dark Worlds. I was bored of the standard herb derp, drag down to the grave, turbo through your deck shenanigans. So instead I decided to play something a little more under the radar. So what I decided to play was Fabled World, a combination between Dark Worlds and Fableds. Basically what this deck allows you to do is with Raven and Grimro and Cruz, it allows you to toolbox with synchros in Dark World. So you have the regular Dark World fast-paced gameplay, but you also have all the synchro power of Fableds thrown in there. So really good. Also, since all the Fableds are all light and all the Dark Worlds are all dark, you can run Chaos monsters like Chaos Sorcerer and Blackluster Soldier. So that is why I wanted to run this deck in particular. It makes the deck extremely aggressive. It goes away from that classic drag down style of play, which I didn't really like, and it replaces drag down with the Fabled Ravens. So that's why I like this particular version of the deck, and I'm going to show you the deck profile right now. So of course we run 3 Grapha. He's your big boss monster, pops everything. You still need him at 3 even in this version of the deck. 3 Snow. Snow is still great, searches for any Dark World card, so Grapha herself, Brow, Silva, Gates, Dealings, there's still tons of things for this card to search for. Triple Brow, it's a tour guide target, and it is also draw power for the deck. You need 3 of it. 1 Blackluster Soldier, Envoy at the beginning, and 1 Chaos Sorcerer down here. You need BLS and Chaos Sorcerer because the deck has almost an equal ratio of light and dark monsters in the deck because of the Dark World and Fabled combination. So why wouldn't you run 1 of each? So yeah, so 1 BLS and 1 Chaos Sorcerer, 2 Silva. The reason you run Silva in this deck instead of something like Beige is because Raven, if you discard Silva with Raven, that's an instant level 8 synchro. So that's really good because it allows you to go into Crimson Blader plays, Scrap Dragon plays, Stardust Spark Dragon plays, any level 8 synchro that you want to play. And it also sets you up for a BLS because Raven is a light and Silva's a dark. So you can discard Silva, special summon him to the field, sync 8, and then it's perfect setup for BLS or Chaos Source. So that's why I run that. 2 tour guides. You still run like the classic turbo kind of build-ish in this deck. So you get the tour guides to go into Brow, to overlay into Leviair, to special something you've banished with either BLS or Chaos Sork or your triple Gates, to then return it to your hand for Grapha. So it just really increases the speed of your deck, gets everything back to your hand, and just it's really, this deck has a really aggressive play style. 3 Fabled Grimro. The reason you run this is because you run all of your Fabled monsters along with it. If you open up with a Raven and a Grimro, that's an instant Black Rose or Ancient Fairy Dragon, because what you can do is you can summon the Raven and then activate Grimro's effect to discard it to hand to search for a Cruise, and then you can activate Raven's effect to discard the Cruise to re-special summon the Grimro. So Raven's effect goes up to 3 because of his discard effect, and so you have a level 4 and a level 3 tuner on the field, and you can just sink into Ancient Fairy Dragon. So a lot of really cool plays that you can do with the whole Fabled engine in this deck. So you need to run the 3 Grimro to search out your Ravens, to search out your Cruises, to get all your plays going. 3 Raven, like this card's amazing in Dark Worlds to begin with because it can discard any number of cards from your hand, and then he increases his level by that many cards. So he can discard your entire hand for you. So he's basically a walking card destruction in a monster, and he gains attack for every card you discard with him. So this works with, of course, the Fabled monsters, so like I said, Fabled Cruise, but it also works with your Grapha, your Snow, your Brow, your Silva. Everything that you want to discard he can discard it for you, and it's really amazing because it sets up a lot of synchro plays in the deck for you as well. So triple Fabled Raven, I really like this card. 3 crews, like I said, with Raven. Raven and Grimrow in hand, you can ditch a Grimrow to search for crews and then discard the crews to special summon Raven. But also, if you have nothing in hand but a cruise and, like, say, Gates of the Dark World on field, you can discard crews to special summon a Raven, special summon a Grimrow. It's really good because this card can special summon any of your Fable monsters from your graveyard, including herself. So if you discard 2 of these at once, they special summon each other. So I'm really tempted to even run like a Gachi Gachi in this deck, because if you get 2 of these in hand and a way to discard both of them, that's a free Gachi, which is really nice. And like I said before, the 1 Chaos Sorcerer, because you run an equal number of lights and darks in the deck. 3 Gates of Dark World. It works really well with both the Fables and Dark Worlds, as said earlier. Really good field spell. Banish a monster, which sets you up for Leviair plays with Tour Guide. Then discard a card, which activates all of your Dark World and all of your Fable effects, and then draw a card. So there's literally no downside to running Gates of the Dark World. You have to run 3 of it. 3 Dark World dealings, same thing, draw a card, discard a card. So you draw a card, discard a Grapha, blow something up. Draw a card, discard a Snow Search. Draw a card, discard a Brow, draw again. So it's almost always a +1 no matter how you use it in this deck. 3 Upstart Goblin. This is an extremely combo-oriented deck, and it's very aggressive. You need to get all of your plays off immediately. So this allows you to basically run a 37-card deck instead of a 40-card deck. That's the whole idea behind running Upstart Goblin, is you want to kind of thin out your deck as much as possible. This deck really doesn't care about how many life points your opponent has because of how big your monsters are and how quickly you can bring them out. 1 Foolish Burial, absolutely necessary in a deck like this. You can just ditch the Grapha, normal summon any of your Dark Worlds, and then return it back to your hand for the Grapha. So really good. Allure Darkness sets you up for the Tour Guide plays and Leviair plays. It's more draw power for the deck. There's no downside to this. Dark Hole, once again, no downside to this. It's just a power card. Triple Reckless Greed. There's so much draw power in this deck that if you don't get your regular turn draw, your regular draw phase draw, it doesn't matter, because you're going to get the draw off of Dark World dealings, you're going to get the draw off of Gates of Dark Worlds, you're going to get it off of Upstart Goblin. No matter what you do, you're always going to have your draws. So what you really want to do with this card is double up on it or triple up on it, activate them all at once, and just use it as like that final push to really beat down your opponent. And of course the 1 Eradicator, because it is extremely broken and it works extremely well with the Grapha. So that's 40 card main deck, 24 monsters, 12 spells, and 4 traps. For the extra deck, you won 1 Fabled Leviathan. Fabled Leviathan is really good. If you happen to have a Raven at level 2 and a Grapha on field, you can synchro into this guy, and then when he is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can recycle up to 3 Fable monsters from your graveyard and add them to your hand. So really strong card. He's a 3000 beater. Really good card all around. Fabled Valkyris, I really don't like this guy because his effect to discard is a cost, so it doesn't work with any of the Dark World monsters. But what it does work with is crews, because Fableds don't care about cost. So this guy works really well with crews, because what you can do is you can synchro into this guy, and if you still have a crews in your hand, you can discard a crews, draw a card, and then special summon something with crews. So I feel like you have to run at least the 1 in the deck, but definitely you wouldn't run any more than 1 since you only run Cruz as your Fable discard target. Crimson Blader. Crimson Blader is just the best rank or level 8 synchro this format. You have to run it. Really easy to go into this deck. Just summon Raven, discard Silva, special summon Silva, and sync 8. So wonderful. Scrap Dragon has always been a really good synchro target for level 8. I just decided to throw it in there. You can pop a Grapha to destroy something and then just revive Grapha next turn, so there's really no downside to it. Stardust Shining Dragon, really good in this deck, because what you can do is you can bring this guy out and then protect your gates. Or like protect a BLS because remember what I said before, if you go Raven into Silva and then sync 8, that's a perfect setup for BLS. So you can sync 8 into Stardust Shining Dragon and then special summon BLS, and then BLS literally can't die. So it's really, really good. Black Rose Dragon, like I said before, Raven and Grimro is a free Black Rose. Ancient Fairy, same thing. Raven and Grimro is a free black Ancient Fairy, and I feel like you have to run Ancient Fairy right now because this helps you against the Dragon matchup, because you can destroy their field spell card, gain 1,000 life, and add your gates to hand. So really good in this deck, and it also allows you to special summon a level 4 monster from your hand. So you can special summon a Raven and then activate all your discard effects, and then normal summon still and do all your shenanigans. So really good card in the deck. Beast God Vulcan, or Beast Lord Vulcan, or Vulcan the Divine, whatever you want to call him. He's your one level 6 target, because you don't go into level 6 very often with this deck, but it is possible. So when you go into this guy, you return your gates to hand, bounce an opponent's monster, attack them freely. You can't activate gates again that's turn, but that's fine, because this card's more of a slow play. It's kind of like a reactive play that you do to get rid of your opponent's monsters. So it's not really a card that you want to explode with, or can really explode with, at least in this deck, but it's really good to have. Fabled Reagan, it's difficult to sync 5 in this deck, but it's worth it if you can. What you can do to sync 5 in this deck is you can summon Raven, discard a cruise, and then special summon a different cruise. So that's really good, because that allows you to sync 5. And then when you go into this guy, if you have 1 card or less in your hand, you can draw cards until there are 2 cards in your hand. So it gives you more draw power in the deck. You need to run 1, but I wouldn't run any more than 1, because the Fabled synchro targets aren't really that great. And then the one ally I just is Cataster. Just really good level 5 synchro. I was thinking about Armades, but I just don't have the space. And I also was thinking about Armory Arm, but once again, I don't have the space. One Adreus, Keeper of Armageddon. If you discard 3 cards off of Raven, like with his card destruction effect to discard your whole hand, and one of those happens to be a Silva, Raven is going to be level 5, and so is Silva. So you can, it's an option to rank 5 into Adreus. Also, it is possible to get 2 Silvas going at once in the game. It's rare, which is why you only run the 1. But it is possible. He is a fiend, so he has a lot of synergy with the deck. He gains 300 attack off gates. He destroys cards on the field. So really good card all around. Maestroke. It is extremely possible. Like, that whole play that allows you to go and sync 8 in the deck also allows you to go rank 4, because it leaves you with 2 level 4s on the field. So summon Raven, pitch a Grimro to search for Cruise, and then activate Raven effect to ditch Cruise to summon Grimro. Pitch Cruise to and another Dark World to summon Grimro, which is that's 2 level 4s on field. So to do that, you need to have a Dark World and Grimro on hand along with Raven, so it's a little bit rare. But that does leave you with 2 level 4s on the field, which you can rank into Maestroke. Also, what you're more likely going to do with that play, though, is you're going to sync 8, because sync 8s are just better, in my opinion. So Maestroke is there because it's a fiend and it has a lot of synergy with the deck, and you can rank 4, but you don't rank 4 often. 2 Leviers. You have all the tour guide play shenanigans with all your banished cards, and Brow and all that shenanigans, so you need to have the Levier in the deck. And then 1 Zenmaines, because Zenmaines is good if you need to stall, because this deck can get very cloggy hands sometimes. I will warn you about that. As for the side deck, just kind of ignore it for now. I've been playing around with it. This is what I have for now, just because I don't know what else to put in there. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for watching my deck profile. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you think of the deck. Let me know what you think of the idea of combining Fableds and Dark Worlds together. I know it's been done in the past, but I kind of want to revive it and build it in real life. So give me all the advice and feedback you can, because I really like Dark Worlds and I really want to build the deck. So anyways, guys, peace out.